In this video, we will be solving part G of question number 3.2, which says, does Ambrose have convex preferences? Now, before jumping to the solution of the question, let's first understand what do you mean by convex preferences. By definition, preferences are convex if the consumption bundle x1, x2 is indifferent to the consumption bundle y1, y2, then the combination bundle of x1, x2 and y1, y2, which is tx1 plus 1 minus ty1 plus tx2 plus 1 minus ty2, is weakly preferred or is at least as good as the consumption bundle x1, x2, such that t is between 0 and 1, where 0 and 1 are both included. Now, convexity says that the consumer prefers the averages to the extremes. So, if the consumer is indifferent between x and y, then she prefers the weighted average tx plus 1 minus ty to either x or y. Now, I know that this definition might seem a bit complex at first. So, let's break it down into three parts so that we can easily apply this definition to a question or any indifference curve to see if the preferences are convex or not. So your first step is that consumer should be indifferent between two consumption bundles, which is this. So you have to choose any two consumption bundles such that the consumer is indifferent between them. The second part is where you have to calculate the combination bundle or the weighted average bundle for different values of t, where t is between 0 and 1 and 0 and 1 are both included. Your third step is that this combination bundle or the weighted average bundle is weakly preferred to the extreme bundles or not, where this x1, x2 and y1, y2 are considered to be extreme bundles, and this should hold true for all values of t. Then we say that the preferences are convex. So let's apply these steps one by one to a particular question and see if the preferences are convex for Ambrose or not. If you recall part A from previous videos, we drew these two indifference curve for the Ambrose. And since the question does not mention about which indifference curve we have to work with, thus we will be working with both of them and see if the preferences are convex or not for Ambrose. So let's begin with the blue one. Now you have nuts on the x-axis and berries on the y-axis, and the preferences are depicted by this blue graph, which is known as your indifference curve. The first step of the definition says to choose any two consumption bundles such that the consumer is indifferent between them. Now, for the consumer to be indifferent between two consumption bundles, those consumption bundles should be lying on your indifference curve. So let's choose 2 points on the indifference curve, which is this point and this point. At this point, Ambrose is only consuming berries. Thus, this point will be of the form 0, b, and he is not consuming any nuts. Whereas at this point, he is only consuming nuts and no berries. Thus, it would be of the form n, 0, where n is the units of nuts he is consuming. Now, since these 2 points are on the indifference curve, thus the Ambrose would be indifferent between them. Now, you could have chosen any 2 points on the consumption bundle. You could have chosen this point and this point as well, or this point or this point. It won't make a difference. It's just my choice that I'm choosing these two extreme points, just to make you understand the concept in a clear manner. So after choosing the two indifferent consumption bundle, let's move to the next step, which is calculate the combination bundle or the weighted average bundle for different values of t, where t is between 0 and 1. Note that at this consumption bundle, Ambrose is only consuming berries, whereas at this consumption bundle, he is only consuming nuts. So what if rather than only consuming berries or only consuming nuts, now he wants to have a combination of both nuts and berries, and he demands, give me half berries and half nuts. Thereby, he would be able to consume both berries and nuts simultaneously. So if he wants half nuts and half berries, then your consumption bundle would look like this, where he's having half nuts and half berries, which would lie somewhere here. So here he is consuming half berries and half nuts. This would be n by 2 and this would be b by 2. And this consumption bundle would be of the form n divided by 2 and p divided by 2. And this is the combination bundle where he is giving equal weightage to both nuts and berries. Now what if he gives more weightage to berries than nuts? That is, he prefers that I want to have more of berries than nuts. In that case, his new combination bundle would lie here, as he is giving a higher weightage to berries than nuts. Thereby, he would like to have higher amount of berries than nuts. Suppose this is alpha and this is beta. So here your alpha would be more than beta. Now what if he changes his mind and he wants to have more of nuts than berries? Then his combination bundle would lie here, which would be closer to this, as he is giving a higher weightage to nuts than berries. Thus he would be having more of nuts than berries. So suppose this is A and this is B. Now here your A would be greater than B, where A is the units of nuts consumed and B is the units of berries consumed. Likewise, for different weightage for berries and nuts, he would be able to have different combination bundles, which are these. And since t is a real number, there would be infinite number of combination bundles, which would look like this, would eventually trace out to a line. And as you can see that this combination bundle is nothing but the equation of your line. Now we have calculated all the combination bundles and we saw that these combination bundles would eventually trace out to this straight line, which is lying between these two extreme bundles. Now this last step says if the weighted average bundle is weakly preferred to the extreme bundle for all values of t, then the preferences are convex. Now note that this line corresponds to all values of t, where t is between 0 and 1, and we want that the weighted average bundle should be weakly preferred to the extreme bundle. So any combination bundle on this straight line is your weighted average bundle. So instead of seeing for each and every bundle, what we do is we check for the entire line at once. That means if this entire line is lying above the indifference curve, or is giving the higher satisfaction to the consumer, which is happening in this case, as suppose if I am choosing this consumption bundle, then I would see that this consumption bundle is lying on a higher indifference curve, which means the consumer is getting a higher satisfaction level. So this entire line is lying above the indifference curve. That means all the combination bundles on that indifference curve are strictly preferred to these extreme bundles. And since there are two combination bundles which are coinciding with these extreme points, then we say that consumer is indifferent between them. And as the definition of the weak preference include both indifference and the strict preference, hence we would be saying that these weighted average bundles are weakly preferred to the extreme bundles, as the line is lying above the indifference curve, which means your preferences are convex. Now we just drew for these two consumption bundles and we saw that the line is lying above the indifference curve, which means the preferences are convex. You could have also checked this for different extreme points, which is this and this, and if you join them and trace a line, you would see that again this line is lying above the indifference curve, which means the preferences are convex. Now let's check the same thing for your red indifference curve. So first consider this blue line, that you have chosen two consumption bundle on the indifference curve, which is two blue dots, and if you trace a line, that are the combination bundles, which is basically a combination bundle for the values of t. You again see that the line is lying above the indifference curve, which means the preferences are convex, and you can verify the same for different consumption bundle as well, which is done by this purple line. And again here the line is lying above the indifference curve, which means the preferences are again convex. Thus answer for this question is yes, that the preferences are convex for Ambrose. Now you might be thinking that the line will always lie above the indifference curve, but there could be different scenarios where the line is partially lying below the the indifference curve or is completely lying below the indifference curve. So first consider this case. Here the line is partially lying below the indifference curve, which means that the combination bundle which corresponds to this section of the line are giving a lower level of satisfaction to the consumer. Thus the consumer would never prefer these combination bundle to these extreme bundles. Hence the preferences are not convex here. It is very important that the entire line should be lying above the indifference curve, because this statement should hold true for all values of t rather than for only some values of t. Hence the preferences are not convex in this particular case. Now let's consider the scenario where all the combination bundles are lying below the indifference curve and the consumer is better off in this direction. Hence these consumption bundle would be lying on lower indifference curve. Forgive my drawing and try to get the concept here, thereby giving a lower level of satisfaction to the consumer. Thus consumer would never prefer these bundles to the extreme bundles. Hence again these preferences are not convex. So it's very important that the entire line should lie above the indifference curve, or all the combination bundles should be making the consumer better off than the extreme bundles. Let's sum it up. What you have to do is, your first step is to figure out two consumption bundles between which the consumer is indifferent. Then trace a line between them, which is nothing but a line of your infinite number of combination bundles. And lastly, see that every combination bundle on that line should be making the consumer better off. Thereby he should be preferring those combination bundles or the weighted average bundles to the extreme bundles. Only then we say that the preferences are convex.